All right, picture this. You're out in the middle of nature. You've got a loved one with you, several loved ones with you. Maybe you're by yourself, doesn't matter. You hear a bird, a chirping. You see a squirrel, an animal, a deer in the distance, binoculars, you can see it. You're around a fire, making food, nourishment. Your body feels good, tastes good. But then you look down, you forgot to bring the paper towels. Paper towels might not be a big deal for a lot of people out there, but I need paper towels. So don't worry. You're not going to be out there in nature forgetting your paper towels or whatever your essential item is. Because after watching this video, you're going to have everything that you need for your camping trip. So let's jump right into it. But first, I'm going to finish watching the rest of the sporting event. It's a good game. Put my camping flannel on, and now we can get the party started. First thing is getting a campsite. Obviously, you're gonna need a campsite. They're in high demand right now. So what we did and what I recommend is creating a short list of the campsites that you wanna go to, and then bookmarking those pages. So that way, when you get up in the morning, you can check to see if there's a cancellation, if there's any openings. Every night before you go to bed, just constantly be checking. Once you do have your campsite, I recommend saving an offline map. That way, you can easily find the campsite even if you don't have reception. Another really important thing to do before you leave is practice setting up your gear. Practice setting up your tent, anything else that needs assembly. That way you don't go there, you're fumbling around with the directions, the sun's going down, everybody's hungry, the kids are crying. This pole goes here, slide it right into there, pound it in, bada bing, bada boom, ready to go. Who wants a bratwurst? You know what I'm saying? Let's talk a second about COVID. You still want to go out and have a vacation, you still want to get out in nature. Camping is a fantastic way to do that. The only time that it's a little bit of a worry is the restroom situation, because obviously you're gonna have to use the bathroom. What we did was we brought a little sanitization bag that just has like wipes and disposable face masks, hand sanitizer. That way every time you go to the bathroom, you can wipe everything off. Another thing that's super helpful is getting a disposable tablecloth. You can just throw it out, put a new one down, not have to worry about wiping it off and stuff. Hopefully protect you and your family a little bit, an extra layer of precaution for COVID protection. We have a 4-person tent. Again, it's 2 of us, 2 dogs. It's more than enough room. And also a tarp for underneath your tent. And then pull the tarp out a little bit so that way you can set your shoes out there. Don't forget to bring, stakes to stake your tent in, and also some sort of mallet or a hammer to be able, if the ground is pretty hard, a mallet is helpful. And also something to sleep on. So either like a sleeping pad or an air mattress. Keep in mind, if you're going somewhere that's a little chilly or it gets cold at night, the air mattress is not a good insulator. So if you are bringing an air mattress, make sure you pack a pump, obviously, and a way to plug it in. Maybe you're close enough to the car, you can blow the air mattress up next to your car, carry the air mattress back over to the tent, hopefully squeeze it through the front door of the tent, and hopefully it fits. That goes back to setting everything up before you leave. That way you'll know whether or not you can blow your air mattress up outside of your tent. Obviously, sleeping bags, keep in mind the temperature of where you're going to be sleeping at. If it does get cold at night, you want the proper sleeping bag. First of all, have a headlamp for every single person there. Trust me, obviously lanterns are good and necessary, but you also, Kendall brought like some really nice string lights, some battery powered string lights that you can just kind of throw around in the shrubbery and the bushes around the campsite, just sort of brighten things up. Obviously you're gonna need camping chairs, also some sort of bug spray you're gonna want. A camping table. You can set all your food on it, run you like $40-50. They pack down to be super small. Also, some sort of multi-tool, like a Leatherman, have that in your car or on your belt. The next item I'm going to talk about is a Bluetooth speaker. Have a little portable, waterproof if possible, Bluetooth speaker. Also, I have this really nice battery bank that I got on Amazon that has all different types of ports in it. It's good for like 4 or 5 iPhone charges. You know, it holds a lot of power. You're going to want some sort of hiking shoes with some waterproof qualities. You're going to want to bring a poncho or some sort of rain jacket. This is a little bit of a controversial thing, but I'm going to say bring Crocs or some sort of sandal. You want to be able to have something that you can slip on, slip off. If it's going to be super sunny, I wear a big straw hat, keeps the sun out. It's great. Obviously, sunscreen, super important. A really good thing to have is weenie roaster sticks, right? So you can do s'mores, you can roast a weenie. Obviously, you can get a stick out in the wilderness. Depends on where you're at. If you're going to be bringing s'mores, keep in mind that the chocolate is going to melt. So it might be good to put it in a Ziploc, put it in the cooler with the ice. That's just another quick tip. It's nice just to sit and stare at the fire. It's mesmerizing. I love that. But if you plan something to do around the campfire, it's sort of a nice surprise and it kind of gets everybody going. You know, we buy like little horror or little ghost story books from the area that we're in. So we went in Big Sur, we got a little Big Sur, the Ghosts of Big Sur, and we just sat around the campfire and read different little ghost stories in there. It's kind of a fun thing. Also, if you download some podcasts, like Lore is a good one to play around the campfire, or the podcast Unexplained. I love that podcast. That guy's the best. Or another really cool idea to do around the campfire, if you're someone who takes photos, is doing like long exposure light painting type stuff. It's a really fun way to mess around with some different photography stuff and also just have fun. All right, one of the most important things, obviously, is your food. I like to, before we leave, I'll plan out pretty much like every meal that we're gonna have. Go grocery shopping, make sure we have all of the food. Also, real quick, if you're gonna bring eggs, make sure you have one of those hard shell containers for your eggs, so that way they're not all getting broken in the cooler. In terms of coolers, I always bring 2 coolers. If you can, 2 coolers is good. 1 cooler for beer and all different kinds of drinks, and 1 cooler just for food. And when you do go to pack your cooler with your food in it, just make sure you're putting all of the food in individual Ziploc bags. So if you have like lunch meat and stuff, keep it in a Ziploc bag. That way it doesn't get all wet and soggy. You're not eating soggy lunch meat. And also for dry food, it's super helpful to have everything packed in modular bins. It's easier to find stuff. You don't have to rummage through like 10 different bags to find something. The second reason is if you're camping in bear country in California, everything needs to go into a bear locker whenever you're not in your campsite. And so it's an easy way to just throw everything into a bin, put it in the bear locker, and you're done. As I mentioned in the intro, paper towels, or as I call them, PPTs, are also super helpful to bring with you. Bring a can opener, easy to forget item. Also spices and condiments, whatever you're gonna need to use to cook your food, obviously, that's an obvious one. Hot sauce, bring hot sauce. Another really important thing is your coffee situation. You want to make sure you know how you're going to make your coffee in the morning. One of the easiest ways to get off on the wrong foot, start your day on the wrong foot, is not having a good setup for your coffee. We ground our coffee before we left and just put it in a bag and made sure we have enough for however long we're going to be out there. Perfect way to do it.
Cheers.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Also, a note about the camp cook setup. There's 100 different cook stove setups for camping. We just have a very basic small propane canister 2-burner cook stove. It's relatively cheap. It's really easy to use.
It's got the storage on the side. It's got the grill on top.
There we go. Those little propane canisters, like the green Coleman ones that you see everywhere, one of those will last you probably longer than you think. I mean, we could have gotten through 6 or 7 days of camping with just one canister, probably. We brought sort of like a collapsible little pot set, a little cook pot set. Just want to make sure that you have a little saute pan that's super non-stick, especially if you're going to be cooking stuff like eggs in the morning.
And this little GSI Outdoors 8-inch frying pan is the best. It's really good. I really recommend this.
Nalgene bottle. You want to make sure you can fill that Nalgene bottle up, put it in the tent or bring it with you on a hike, whatever. Obviously some sort of lighter and matches. And also, this is a weird one, but a trash can. It's actually super nice to have a dedicated trash can and not just sort of like a bag that's like taped to something. Also, water jugs. I think we usually went through about one of those per day. That leads me to the next item, which is a little collapsible sink. You know, you're going to constantly be wanting to wash your hands. You can do it right there. You don't have to go to the bathroom every time to do that. Also, some sort of dish brush and some soap to be able to wash off dishes. And also, I like to bring grilling foil. That way, you know, we have steaks. We can throw the grilling foil down, grill steaks right on top of it. Don't have to worry about the cleanliness of the grill.
And that's what cooked meat starts to look like right there.
If you're going on a road trip, you're probably going to be car camping. So a quick note about your car setup: jumper cables. Make sure you have jumper cables, especially if you're using your car battery to charge stuff up or anything like that. If the car ever does die, do a quick jump. And for that matter, if you don't have jumper cables, just buy one of those little roadside emergency kits and put it under a seat, whatever. A tether. Super important to bring a tether. Dog beds or cots. We bought this cool thing on Amazon. It's sort of like a deflated air mattress, but it's washable, machine washable. Ooh. Also, treats, some sort of chewable. We have a nice little cot for the back seat of the car. It's nice and soft, washable, all that good stuff. Also, bear deterrents, if you're going to be camping in bear country. Put it on the dogs if they're going hiking and stuff. That way they alert a bear. You don't have to stumble upon it and scare it. Some sort of recreational vehicle. And I have a little one wheel. You can also bring a bike if you have a bike rack or room for it. It's just a super nice way to be able to kind of explore the campground. Also a hammock for lounging if you have a good 2 trees to set it up with. A personal flotation device if you're going to be near water.
2 people. Cooler. Good to go.
Calamine lotion. This is a weird one, but we got eaten alive. And the calamine lotion really helped with some bug bites and stuff. It seemed to work. Another thing is playing cards is a nice added item to bring with you for personal enjoyment. Everything is going to be in a comprehensive checklist in the section down below. Everything that I mentioned in this video is in that list. But I hope this video will help you. I hope that checklist will help you. Hope some of the tips will help you have a good time. If you found this video helpful, let me know. Thank you for watching this video. I wanted to end with a little behind the scenes look, a little peek behind the curtain at how this sausage is made right here in my living room. Thank you again for watching. Get out there, go camping, have a good time, and I'll see you in the wilderness. Maybe. We'll see. Bye.